Intro. So not comfortable with this yet. In this video, I've got 11 knives that I need to finish. 9 of them are easy, the other ones are kind of kicking my ass, so make sure you go to the end of the video to find out how many I get done. Hopefully all of them.
Future me that was editing this video has to level with you here. I didn't accomplish my goal of finishing all 11 knives by the end of last year. But I've learned something valuable from this experience. Though the goals we set are important, it's important to be realistic and flexible as well. Life will get in the way, and that's alright. We just have to adjust our plans and move forward. And that is okay. So I'm not going to beat myself up about not finishing these knives. Instead, I'm going to take what I've learned, adjust future goals, and I'm going to make sure that I'm more realistic and the goals are more achievable. And then I'm going to work towards these knives with some goddamn redneck Australian determination and perseverance. With all of that aside, let's get back into what this video was meant to be. Me documenting my attempt at trying to finish all 11 knives before the end of last year. I may not have achieved my goals, but that doesn't matter because I've set new ones.
You know how it is. You find a new design and you go, oh, I'm going to rough that out. And then you find another new design and you're like, oh, I'm going to rough that out. And it just keeps going until you have a pile of almost useless, almost finished knives, which is what I have here. Let's begin the compilation.
Starting off with equipment malfunction straight off the bat.
Well, that was actually fortunate. It didn't break the belt. This is now a feature because I don't want to take more off. I don't mind it. I think I'm going to etch this in vinegar at the end to make it black, and then that'll look kind of cool. There you go. I finished the rough beveling stage on the belt grinder. She treated me well, got me through. I was having fun with the detachable bevel jig, so it just means that you can put your knife in and then move it as you go. There's a little bit more freedom and you can adjust a little bit more. Well, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there you go. I fucked the tip of this knife, so now it's going to be a tanto. Get in there, but I'm also not quite happy with the angle compared to the other. I'm actually going to try a different thing I rigged together, which is this.
ここに素晴らしい新しいツールがあります。
So the idea is to be able to solve this problem for me a little bit easier and a little bit more accurate than what I was doing there. I always love a excuse for a new direction change mechanism.
This thing is begging for some servo motors, but I am not at that stage yet. One day soon, hopefully.
Makes me think of a robot with a knife. I love that. Well, this was a little bit of procrastination, but I'd say it was worth it in the end. Oh, that poor knife. At least I caught that on film. Thank God for a heavy-duty tool and a heavy-duty knife. The blade took the full bloody weight of the jig, but the jig didn't even need to be adjusted. He still works amazing. So I quality tested him, and this is going to be fun. Beautiful. I think that works better than my other bevel jigs. I absolutely love this fucking arm because I have the full length of this for if I need to, you know, for example, I need to finish cleaning this up and I'll be able to, and then I'll be able to switch back to the bevel jig. Love belt grinders. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just waiting for it to be 7 o'clock now so I can turn the power tools on. Got a bunch of other knives that I'm going to finish as well before the end of this video. Yeah, so there's not a butterfly knife, which is not a butterfly knife. Even, doesn't matter what he looks like. The product name is not a butterfly knife. Yeah, another survival knife. little EDC practice knife that I don't have the heart to get rid of. I have to finish it. Kind of ugly, but kind of cool. Bowie knife. He'll be nice, he'll be badass. Another survival knife, 1084. And then, what do you even call this? Machete? I don't know. This one is intimidating the hell out of me, but he will look cool. Well, I burnt the tip again, so I ground it back. It's not a Tanto anymore, it's back to a tactical edge. I don't know why I keep fucking this up. Oh well, let's keep going. One side down, one to go. Bevels are done. Now I'm just going to clean up this plunge line again and then get rid of the grind marks, hand sand and do the handle. Hell yeah. I don't need to put my sharpening system here, but I mean, I have to. I absolutely have. Kind of makes sense to have a belt grinder and a sharpening system side by side, or beveling system I guess you call it. So the next step, beveling system. And I'm going to use this, get this line up. Okay, progress update. Painted these because paint seems to be the ticket for being able to actually see where the lines are. This is going to be an interesting grind. Alright, so you got the handles out. Cut out the handle. Combat knife. Turning out okay. Oh, look at that. I'm actually really happy with him. Finally, it took ages. Okay, so this is going to be the wood I use for that. It's real nice. I'm going to move these knives along and then going to do these knives. So this is the stubborn, not easy pile. This is the going well pile. And then this one I painted this morning so that I can actually draw the line properly. But I mean, that's too much of a beautiful profile to not finish. Now I'm going to do the holes on handle blanks. And that's just because right now there's enough space for me to make a slight error. This contraption comes in because I don't want to lose my finger. So that is going to be bolted on like that, and that is how I'm going to be drilling it. Alright, holes are done. So, this is my concept for a straightening jig. I'm not sure if it'll work, but I'm keen to find out. I'm just gonna leave this like this for 10 minutes and let it really stress, and then I'll come back and I'll see if he's fixed or not. Thought I should show how I'm planning on getting these mirror image. So there's an indent there, and there's a mark there. Don't know if you can see on camera. I'll line him up. There we go. See, that is that line. So that was really lucky I did that. So I have to remember that this is done on one side. So you can see I'm just short, so I just have to remove this side. Now that's actually pretty good. So I got that correct when I was working on it last time. Alright, it's all painted up, just have to remove the material. I'm trying to move all of this along in a steady order, all of my knives. I think I've done a heap of progress reports. So my plan is to use this as a stopper to protect the plunge line, because I'm going to finish that afterwards. And I need to come in at an angle, which is set by this as well, so I can remember. And I just want to remove the first quarter of the material. And then I'm going to tilt him down and remove the middle. And then I'll come in and do the tip. And that's because I don't want to grind the tip away when I'm doing this part. So I'm going to have to remember to bring him in at an angle. Alright, so let's catch you up to speed with how I got to this stage of the Karen bit. I didn't include it in the start of the video because I need to try to make this as quick as possible. It'll probably be the longest video I've made so far. But yeah, so as you can see here, I am killing my drill bits to do this hole that the thumb can fit in. I absolutely hated this part. But we got there, you can see it, it's getting bigger and bigger. It's hard to believe that this wonky fucking thing looks as nice as it does now. So there is a section of this knife that I had to go back to a previous YouTube video I made for. It's coming up. It's when I made the small wheel attachments for the finger grooves. Here it is. So you can just type in that URL if you want it, or just watch this part here. Because this part should be in this video here, and I couldn't actually find the original clip. But thank God I uploaded it. I like using aluminium for handles, just because it can become so shiny so quick. It can't get destroyed. It's lightweight, versatile material. Alright, now we can jump back into it. There we go. One rough grind done. Now I just have to do backside and then this part. Alright, so I'll show you the plan for this top bevel. So you can barely see the line. I don't know if I'm going to regret going past this, but I want this to be cutting edge as well. So I'm just going to grind this to the center. Kind of nerve-wracking. Far from perfect, but it's far enough for now for me to at least do the back end of it so I can check to see how it all comes together. Yeah, it's quite fun. I have no idea what went wrong here, but that scratching sound got worse and worse. It was giving me a headache. But all I'm doing is I'm ranting that I might start selling these bevel jigs. They work better than any of the other bevel jigs I've made so far, and it can fit axes. So, you know, I mean, let me know if you think I should. Obviously, it'll be a lot shinier than this is looking right now. But if people are keen, I will make them. Even if you just want to try them out, maybe I can do a reduced price. Who knows? But anyway, I'll let you get back to the video because this voiceover is crap. Sorry, I'm not using very sophisticated software. There we go. So it's a little ugly on this side, but the bevels are roughly ground in. Now I can take it to that poor sharpening system over there, and I'll finish getting all of the lines nice and straight. But I really like this. I like this design. This one is made slightly smaller, so it'll fit a female's hand perfectly, but this hole is not big enough for this to go all of the way. So it's one sort of downside, but I didn't want to make that hole any bigger. But, you know, she's beautiful. Alright, update number, absolutely no fucking idea, I forgot. These knives here are getting there. Alright,
So these 2, 3, 4. No, these all up this side is ready for handles. This side finish grinding the bevel. And then over here I need to finish sanding the outside of these, surface finishing, and then finish the bevels. You know, this is actually a great chore, having to go through and finish all of the knives that I started this year. You know, a lot of these designs are ones that intimidated me a little bit, so I left them. But they're not that bad. Not that bad at all. Especially that guy, that looks pretty cool. The one thing I'm waiting on is I'm trying to bend this counter so it's not twisted. We'll see if it works. I've left this in for a couple of hours, sort of bent like this. I'm hoping it'll fix the bend. If not, this might be the knife that I finish last. Not sure. So I'm up to the knife that was really intimidating me. And that's just because this line goes against intuition. So I have to be really, really careful not to remove past there because the file guide doesn't protect it. You know? So that is that. But it's not too bad. I don't mind. Because I did it the first time and you can see the clip here. So this time we're going to go to my Instagram page. I'm going to scroll all the way down because I lost this clip as well. But as you'll see up here on the right, there's me cutting it out. And then here's me grinding it. So if past me can do it, there's no fucking reason future me can't, right? Alright? I hope that is true. We'll find out anyway. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Okay, so that is ground. And funnily enough, I realised after all of that, the tip is way too wide, so I'm going to have to grind it so that there's a slight swoop. And then the second bevel that's going to come up the back, I think is going to be responsible for taking that back to even. I think. I'm not sure. We'll see. Alright, so the only line that we're listening to now is this one. We have to remove the material in between so that we'll have an even cut in it. The even cutting edge. So that's what we're gonna do now. I made myself a little track, you know, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That'll keep me at the perfect angle. Tried not to swoop the plunge line too much. Taking this down that way should hide the swoop, and I'll make this a little bigger if I have to. So that's that next cutting edge that'll be there. One side done, other side needs to be done, but I have to do it tomorrow because it's 7 o'clock. Alright, so it's a bright new day. I'm up nice and early, 7:30. Now right here, I'm establishing the plunge lines using the beveling system. I fucking love this machine, and it is now where every single one of my knives ends up. It is the final stage. I'll leave you to it. Hope you're enjoying the video, by the way. Alright, so I left this bent overnight. And we're going to see if it worked now. Okay, it's a little better. You can still see the blue tarp there. So it's still slightly warped. So I'm just going to tighten this and then I'm going to leave it for another day. This time, I'm not going to be as nice. Bend it all of the way. It is now bending down, then back up, and down, and up. So I'm just going to maybe completely surface grind it flat. I don't know. Well, you can tell me in the comments. So this didn't work because there's not enough accuracy. Ended up bending here. So I'd say it could work maybe if there was a slot in the middle of this plate so that this could be moved anywhere. Some more holes maybe? It's not a bad idea, I guess. But that was not a success, I guess. So yeah. Shit. Okay, so I have to do the other side now. In between grinding this, because this heats up and I don't want to use water to cool it down, I'm just moving the others along. I need to get the spine of this Bowie knife back past that curve. Yeah, so that's just going to involve me doing this. Ah, look at that. Screwed up. It's just on the line, so I might be able to salvage it. Also wanted to point out a handy 2-second solution I came up with. So they're magnets, and they are just stuck on there. But that actually works really, really well if you just need a centimetre more. So it doesn't stop this from falling off completely. It stops the angle from changing when I come off, and it lets me know. It's like a warning zone. But so that's what I'm using. I was using this before, but I think I have a habit of making tools that aren't needed when there's simpler solutions. I don't think this is needed either. I could just adjust the work rest, but I don't want to fuck with any angle until this knife is done. So you can barely even tell the side that I fucked up. Kinda can, but barely. This is at the stage where this bevel will be touched up on the sharpening or beveling system. This needs to do the back cutting edge now. Clean him up. It's rough, but you know, I'm really happy with that. And it'll be guard time. I'm looking forward to that stage. So, okay, I'll do the backside. So, I don't know what to call this backside. I'm gonna call it swage, I guess. And I have absolutely no idea how it's done either, so I'm just gonna feel it out. Obviously the first step is to paint it so I can draw my lines. And work out exactly what material I'm removing. I already drew the center line. Then in theory, as I play with it, this is starting to crap out on me. Yeah, as I play with it, it'll figure itself out. I mean, that's a scary theory to go off of, but that is how I run a lot of my life. You just do it, and the thing will figure it fucking out. You just have to put in effort and keep coming back. Fucking listen to me. I haven't proven anything yet, so check back in 10 years, I guess. Okay, so might have screwed up. Can you see that? Oh, there. I'm gonna get rid of this paint because I think this grind line originally went a shitload higher, which means that this isn't as done as I thought, and I'm not up to this stage. I had this all ready. I thought I was about to do the swage, but I need to check this. Okay, turns out I was tripping balls. I didn't do that. So I didn't need to remove the paint, but it was a good excuse to go up a grit. Get it nice and sandy. Sandy? Sandy is a name in the word. Shiny. Also, I'm pretty sure the name of this is a cliff point. False edge.
Alright, let's do this wedge then.
Alright, I'm going to film the start of this, but as soon as it gets tricky or dicey, I'm going to stop filming so I can concentrate. Alright, backside is done. Made an improvement to this. Just holding that now. Fuck. Love my modifications. Shitting myself. So much effort has gone into this knife. But now I have to do that on the other side, and then I'll clean him up. Okay, so I got the false edge done, and it's ready for the next stage. But before that, I'm going to move all of the other knives that I'm grinding through the grinding process as well. Okay, so the bevels are done on this guy for now. Until I choose to clean them up on the beveling system and then add the cutting edge. I also have to shape the handle and make the bolsters, but I'm gonna just finish grinding all of the bevels in these knives before I do that. Alright, so at least he's at a progress stage. He's looking nice. Progress update for this point. Bevels are started. All of these have been surface ground. This one was the one that was bent. I decided I wasn't going to bend it anymore because it was sort of close enough that there wasn't much material to remove. So I just have to remove the material until that's gone, and then that'll be flat. I'll do the same for the tool steel one. Look, I got the buffalo horn out. How beautiful is that? So because it's night time, I'm going to work on finishing this. There we go. So, just with the rough grit, we got some, what do you call it, horizontal lines, and all of the scratch marks gone. Now I need to clean up the bevels and remove these scratch lines. Okay, so these two are surface ground. Fucking fuck yeah. Sorry for swearing, but I'm really excited. Well, the others are surface ground as well, so I now just have to do the bevel for that one, that one, that one, that one. Touch up the bevel on that one, put the bevel on that one. Okay, so I painted this up. You can see the line on that side. See the railway track in the middle. It is there, yeah, you can see it. Just camera's being funny. So I'm going to find the angle now, which means I'm just going to start removing material and make sure I stay between that line and the line over there. Okay, so I'm just going to film a couple of seconds of this, and then I'm going to jump to the end of getting in this bevel, just so that we can jump through the video with a little bit more speed. Okay, one side of the tool steel knife roughed in. Now I just have to repeat this on the other side. Yeah, I'm feeling more and more confident the more I do this. I need to just spend more time on the belt grinder. I think the muscle memory is starting to take over. I think this also provides a fuck load of control. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. I can just do exactly what I want it to do. It's as if I had pro skill at freehand grinding. I don't, obviously, but you know, hopefully it'll build up that muscle memory. Muscle memory, bleh. But anyway. There we go, the tool steel knife has the bevels roughed in. Finally getting through the knives. Says that one. Done. Now, bevels for this. Alright. So now to put in the bevels. This guy, can you see the center line? Oh, barely. Well, it is there. So I'm just going to remove all of that in between the lines. Exact same as before. There we go. Alright, update number quizillion. I'm going to make up a number. This is update quizillion. 7 bevels rough ground, so I just need to do these 3. And this little guy here. So we're getting there. I think this looks really cool. I'm not sure which my favorite is. I think I like this one. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite. That's a nice clean grind right there. Alright, well, let's just keep on doing it. Alright, I want to show off this work rest one more time, because more and more this is growing to be an addition that I cannot live without. And that's just because for this knife here, because of how long it is, even with this extension, this was too far this way. And I just like the fact that I can move this anywhere that way, anywhere up and down, anywhere forward and back. Because it actually means you can get your work rest exactly where you need it when you got a big guy like this. It rained last night, which rusted all of the blades. So I'm gonna have to refinish them, which sucks. And the switch fell off the wall, so we're about to find out if the belt grinder is going to turn on. I also don't know if it got wet. So this is going to be fun. So we're going to find out if I have to play with wires. I hope I don't have to. She's running. Alright, there we go. One cowboy bowie done, apart from the garden handle. Oh, I'm actually really happy with that. Yeah, I'm excited to get on to the rest. I want to get all of the knives up to this stage and then do the guards and handles. Alright, so I'll show you the knife that I'm going to be doing next. But God, I love this. That is great. I'm going to keep him inside, I think, to keep him safe for now.
So, what I'm doing here is I'm cutting around the washer so that I can better actually hold it as I'm hand sanding. And this is just about the step before I get to sharpen. Bloody excited.
Alright, so here is the addition I made. Alright, so I have a heim joint through a threaded hole. Well, I have a bolt going through a threaded hole through the threaded rod, connected to a heim joint with a compressed spring. So that means that
I can just turn this, and that will change the angle, which is fucking exciting. Alright, and then when I need to change the amount of angle that is adjusted, I can just tilt this like I was doing before. Like so. So I think that is a pretty cool upgrade. That'll just, I can go 1 millimeter forward if I need, or, just change it that little bit when I need to. So I needed this upgrade because I found myself a moment ago struggling to adjust the angle by hand precisely. Because as soon as you do this, if you tilt it, you've lost where you were at. So at least there can be a baseline when you're working on a knife. And I think that's a pretty cool upgrade. Oh, I love the friends I share my workshop with. He's a biggie. Look at him. Come on. Hey. Oh. Failing as a cameraman. Beautiful. He is stunning. I also made an improvement on this. I just straightened it a little. There was a little bit of a bow there that I got rid of. Bow, I don't know what you call it. It was bent. But now there's just little C plates that are open on either end. And I actually threaded it so that it doesn't have to be any bolts. And they are now lower than this, which means that I get more length without this knocking anything on here. If any of that made sense at all, I'm not sure. Alright, so there you go. You can see that I've gotten this to the point where there is a burr that is developed evenly. So now I'm going to be able to actually get that sharpened part by removing the burr evenly on both sides. And then this will be sharpened. Fuck yeah! Alright, so the cutting edge is there, and it is just before sharpened. I sharpened it and slightly blunted it. Nice and clean. I still haven't done the flat surface of this. I need to hand sand that. Can I get a good angle of this? There's a better angle-ish. Sorry for my crap photography skills. But anyway, this is done for now, because I need to get all the other bevels cleaned up to this stage. I'll do a proper photo shoot of all of the blades at the end so that you can get a better idea, because fuck, this lighting is hard to get to show what I want to show. I've accepted I have no idea how to control a camera. I've been using olive oil to stop these knives from rusting. It's been working pretty well. So now, he won't rust. I can move on to the next knife. Okay. And this is the next one that I need to do. I'm going to start off by... Plunge lines are pretty clean on him, actually. Yeah, I'm going to clean up the plunge lines. That's the first thing I'm going to do on him.
This is the painful part. I'm up to being able to count the scratches. But that means that they are the deepest scratches. Which is always fun. Especially in here. Right there. I'm using the permanent marker so I can hopefully show. Because these ones are the pains in the ass, but I'm really convinced that I need to get rid of these scratch lines. I might be a perfectionist, but I think it just looks too rough leaving scratch lines from the belt in, even though there's brands that do that for aesthetic. But this just feels right. The permanent marker is so that I can actually see the indent a little bit better. Well, there is about 6 to 7 hours worth of sanding ahead of me to get rid of these lines.
The photographer takes these pictures of kids and their toys, and it's supposed to be like a wholesome thing. But with Balenciaga, they completely bastardized that and turned it into something very fucking different. So their claim that kids weren't supposed to be there doesn't make any sense considering all of these factors. But this was only the tip of the iceberg, because after this happened,
Alright. Cool. This is ready for heat treat. All the scratch lines are removed. That took absolutely ages. The plunge line nice and even. I like it angled back slightly like this. Yeah, when the knife is finished, I'll be able to do a proper photo shoot so that I can give it justice. Oh, that angle shows it well. That looks pretty cool. I'm getting there slowly but surely. On to the next knife. Alright, so I bought some new tarps today, which means that I get to clean up my workshop. It is gross in every corner. Alright, I've finished my workshop makeover. You can see here, we'll start the tour. So, these are the pretty much only two small power tools I've left in this workshop. Got nuts and bolts, more tools, misc, drill bits. Got my precision, I don't know, filing system, I guess you'd call it.
storage. I managed to hang up all of my saw blade steel so that it's not going to get bent. Hopefully it'll keep straight. You know, so I fell backwards. I like that backdrop. Nothing much has changed in that corner. Okay, so look at this. These tarps are so much nicer than they were before, believe it or not. Oh, let's continue. New sharpening system. So I've got that next to my office. Yeah, which I think this is actually a pretty cool office. You know, I've got my microphone set up next to me. I can put my GoPro on the monitor and it's perfectly level. I can use that blue tarp as a green screen when I need to, which was a benefit of replacing the tarps, actually. Alright, continuing the tour. There's my hillbilly window. I love it. There's my knife throwing station, because I needed something to chuck knives at. Most of the holes in the last tarps were made by me throwing knives at it, or trying to throw the knife at a piece of wood and I'm missing. So that should be big enough. I'm going to draw a nice big circle on that. Then we've got structural steel and bone that I'm going to use for handles. We've got misc steel, recycling, which is important. Every workshop needs a recycling plan. I have a friend that picks all of that up for me, which makes it a lot easier. And I've got aluminium and steel. I don't know what I'm going to do when I leave this workshop, and I have to leave this, what looks like a trash pile behind, because this is how I can build things so quickly. It took me so long to gather all of these supplies. Anyway, that is the workshop tour. I think it is pretty nice. Gotta be happy with that. So, thanks for coming all the way to the end of the video. I think that was a mission. That was over an hour. If you did make it this far, it means that you are interested in knife making. I don't think anyone that's not interested in knife making would make it through that all. But you know, that was a lot of fun, and I'm happy with the lesson I learnt. I make my own goals, so the fact that I didn't accomplish this goal doesn't actually have to mean anything. I've just set a new one, and the new one is finish these knives. You can see me spinning around like a bloody prick here, and that is because I wanted to document just how skinny I am, because I need extra accountability, and I'm going to start working out, and I want to start uploading a couple of videos a week, sort of showing a science-based take on what exercises are the best. And I know why listen to a skinny kid to, you know, find out fitness advice, but my theory is, you know, I'm not on steroids. You know, so I am the least likely person to pull a liver king. Anyway, to be a bit of fun and a bit of extra accountability, thanks for watching, and I will catch you soon.